guys, we are in Prague. This is our Airbnb. Well, it got really dark all of a sudden. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick little tour of our Airbnb. Let's go. So this is the hallway. Let me put this more in focus. Alrighty, so this is the hallway. It has a nice long mirror. It has a washer, no dryer, which is like kind of interesting. So this is the little mini washer, and then this is our bathroom. Because there is no dryer, we have to ultimately hang most of our clothes. This is the living room, dining room, entertainment room, kitchen, all of that neat fun stuff. We've been in here for about a day. We were recovering from a nasty hangover. Here's the bed. So we've been just enjoying our Airbnb, and our Airbnb came with a patio. So this is our patio. Super nice. The chairs don't unfortunately really work, as you can see, but the views, guys, the views are amazing here. We have the river right over here. I think we're technically like 20 minutes away from like Old Town and New Town, which is really neat. So let's shut the door because there's a fly out here. But this place has like a cute little kids park down below. Nice garden. It's like in walking distance of a few things. We went to a restaurant last night. It was like super yummy. So yeah. So we have a few things on our list today. I'm gonna brighten this up. Oh, there we go. Today we are going on a river boat tour on, well, the river, and it has lunch included. It starts at noon, so we're very excited about that. And then we're gonna go see the astrological tower. We're gonna try to find some castles to look at, some churches. There's some like museums also here that we really want to see, and I think there's a few other things that we want to do for sure. But that's so far what we have going on. It's technically day 3. So we came here on the 7th, which was a little sooner than our original plan to be here, but we were staying with my uncle and his family, and he wanted to go to Prague early because it was Mother's Day weekend. So he drove us to Prague. Well, technically, Jason drove us to Prague, but we went to Prague with him, and then basically started drinking until like noon. We were drinking at a cafe. We met some people there, which were really cool. And then we went to our hotel and checked in. And then after checking into our hotel, we were getting basically like a feel for the area. So my uncle wanted to like scope out everything that was around here. He wanted to scope out everything that was around our hotel, and it was really cool. It was really nice. We got to see some different shops and restaurants, and we ended up at this bar called, what was it called again? The Green Devil's Absinthe Bar. I just remembered it. I've never tried absinthe before in my life, and like I sort of liked it. I mean, it was like okay. Oops. So I'd never really tried absinthe in my life. I think it has a definite interesting flavor because it's licorice. It had like, I don't even know what else it really had. I can't even remember, but I do remember that it wasn't my favorite drink that I had. It was like this green, it was actually really cool. The process was really neat. I'll show it in this video as well. Like the mixologist, I'll call him mixologist because he's so knowledgeable. He's only worked there for like a year and a half, but they go through this entire process. If it's your first time drinking absinthe, they'll show you and talk to you about the history of absinthe and pretty much how they create the drink for you. He was saying that it's better to dilute it with water after you've had some of it because of how strong it is as a drink. So I definitely was diluting it. My uncle just drank it like it was nothing, and then Jason didn't finish his and just like chucked it out. And then after that bar, we decided we wanted to eat something light before going out. for the night. So we ended up at this Pilsner bar restaurant, and we had this amazing duck dish that has like, I think it's marinated cabbage and these biscuit type dumplings is what they call them. They're like dumplings, but they're bread. And it was just so delicious, and some hot wings and beer. So it was, oh my God, it was so good. So after we had some more drinks and ate, we went back to the hotel to freshen up. And I think it was around like 8-ish is when we left the hotel to go. And we ended up in like this old town kind of bar scene area where there are a bunch of just like restaurant bars, some like little street food things, and I think there was like a club nearby because we heard some really cool music. We ended up at this Irish bar where there was live music, and we got to sit on the second floor and just kind of enjoy some light finger food and more beer. And we didn't really know where the night was going to take us, so after that we just started kind of walking around, and we were going to go to one bar, but it didn't have like a ton of drinks that we particularly liked, so we started wandering around a little bit more and found a London underground themed bar. It had live music and dancing, and there was a guy who was rocking on the guitar, and then there was a DJ, and it was a really neat place. Like, you actually have to go underground, like a set of stairs to get there, and then they had an array of drinks and whatnot, and so we had beer and like this apple cider beer, which I think is really common in like Bavaria or Frankfurt area. And we made a ton of friends that night, did a lot of dancing. This place did not close probably even until after 4 o'clock in the morning because we were leaving, and I think it was like, I want to say it was like 4 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m. I wasn't even checking my phone at that point. I'm still surprised I have my phone and everything else on me because I mean, I remember everything from that night, but oh my gosh, it was a crazy night. We didn't get back to the hotel until like 5 in the morning, or almost 5. Checkout was like noon. So Jason slept in for as long as he could, and then I had to get up a little earlier than he did to help my uncle get some things kind of just situated with his car because he took us to our Airbnb. We were hungover as shit, and we basically got lucky with our Airbnb here. They let us check in like super early, like 2 hours earlier than like the actual time was, and we were so grateful for it because we were just so sick and our heads were pounding, and so we just slept in pretty much all day until dinner time. And we had dinner at a little cafe. It was so good. The people were so nice there. And then we went home and just watched TV. So this is gonna be a better day. You know, we're not really planning on drinking, just, you know, hydrating and just kind of seeing the sights and walking around. And yeah, I think we're gonna have so much fun, and I'll take you guys on our little journey. Okay, bye.
Water in the fountain, a sugar cube to make the drink a little bit sweeter by the flavor, even though sugar is not that much important. This is more about like traditional way of drinking it. Comes from the mid part and part of the 17th century, so 250 years old, we're not exactly sure. It was designed by one French doctor, his name was Felix Penot, and Felix actually moved from France to Switzerland. That's why we can say both cultural and traditional for France and Switzerland to produce and drink absinthe. So that's why bourgeois from France, 55% of alcohol, creamy, herbal, sweet, flavor, anise and spiciness on the background, cool black cat on the label. Actually, need the shorts here.
This guy's awesome.
This is among the very best absinthe for the starters. If you never had absinthe, you will know the flavor of it, the formula of preparation, the history of it probably. Just good.
Yeah, definitely don't know the history of it, so.
It's just like an all-arounder, right? It's an all-around good one.
Sorry?
It's like an all-around good one.
Yeah, exactly. Angelique Sur, 68% of alcohol from Switzerland this time. So Switzerland is usually concentrated on the production of white absinthe. This time, in order to be different, they produced a green one which is really low on anise flavor, because white absinthes are actually the strongest anise flavored ones. And because it's higher percentage, bigger glass here. And as you can see, these two have a natural green color. This is how absinthe should look like. If we're talking about absinthe that looks like a window cleaner, right? That's probably a window cleaner.
Yeah.
Sold basically everywhere, tourist shops, supermarkets, cheap cocktail bars. When we when we're talking about this is probably 70% of alcohol mixed with some amount of menthol syrup or just food coloring, strong green vodka, not an absinthe.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now we're slowly adding water to the drink, and you will see absinthe reacting with ice cold water and changing the color, becoming milky white or milky green. In France, they call it la rouge effect, and French people believe that la rouge effect is like the indicator about high quality of absinthe. Small clouds are forming on the bottom of a glass. Soon they will rise, and the whole drink will slowly transition to the non-transparent liquid. So on absinthe competitions, which are usually held in Paris, they measure the difference between beginning point where it's transparent and the end result where it's milk. Bourgeois is divided into two parts right now. Part floating on the top is oil from the rest of the plants, fennel and wormwood. So anise is basically what causes the color transition. Fennel is a quite unique component. In different amounts, fennel creates different flavors. The more fennel you add to the formula, the more bitter and spicy the drink becomes. Less fennel, more sweet and creamy it is. And from wormwood, we have the most important part of any absinthe, the pseudo-effigy drink called touillon or toujon. So toujon in large amounts may react with your body like medical marijuana, magical mushrooms, maybe like cocaine after 2 bottles, but still you have to survive those bottles, right?
Wow.
And right now, if we're talking about French or Swiss absinthe, those are strongly restricted on the amount of toujon because of the Van Gogh issue.
Van Gogh?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
The painter, I mean.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The guy. First of all, he was mentally ill. Secondly, he was an alcoholic. So we do not know what happened to him, why he cut his ear, right?
It's up to speculation.
So right now, toujon, I guess 50 glasses of absinthe to start feeling the effect of it, which is basically impossible. You would firstly die from alcohol